Hi, my name is Rachel London, and I thought for the inspiration project that it would be a really fun project to do avoiding teacher burnout. So that's something that interests me, and I think about it a lot, to be honest, because I find that student teaching, preparing to teach, is causing a lot of stress in my own life, and I've had to come up with a lot of creative ways of dealing with that and just relearning how to learn better to avoid burnout already. So it is definitely something I think about, and I assume that you think about it as well if you are already teaching or going into teaching. So, according to Psychology Today, burnout is actually a state of chronic stress that leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, cynicism, detachment, and feelings of ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. So, obviously, burnout is a major deal, and we don't want to be in that place. So, I've looked over a lot of resources, which I will include some of them in the um, on the side of the video. And I've compiled my own tips to give you for and myself for avoiding burnout. Tip number 1, utilize and organize all of the resources that the school has. So within the school, there's a ton of resources which we have access to. And one of our hugest resources is people. So we can utilize our coworkers, our teams, any of the staff that we feel we can talk to or teamwork with or network with. We can utilize the students as well. The students are very creative beings and they have a lot to offer. They're also very willing to help, especially if you approach them in a team sort of way. So there's a lot of little tasks that they can do daily that can make your classroom run more smoothly. And we can look for friendships within our teams and within our school districts. And we can look for people that we can just talk to that are knowledgeable about certain topics that we need to learn more about or network with. Tip number 2 is find time, space, and ways to separate work life from home life. Both are very important and somewhat intertwined, but they also have their own aspects that need to be respected and honored. Just because we are teachers doesn't mean that we're always going to be only a teacher. Just like being a mother, it doesn't mean we're just a mother. We also have many attributes to us that we need to acknowledge and find ways of expressing. So we need to let go of teaching sometimes and that big hat that we wear, set it down and say, okay, now I'm going to indulge and enjoy in this other part of myself and my life. And we need to find specific ways of doing that, whether we make our own weekend traditions, vacation trips, however we do that, we manage our time so that we can leave work behind us. And I often meet teachers on the street or whatever, and you can tell that a lot of them have a really difficult time doing that. They have a hard time seeing themselves or allowing other people to see them. They almost think that they can't be seen in another way beyond teacher, and I think that's something important to think about now. Tip number 3 is personal growth and work development. They're both separate, but they go together very well. We must keep working on ourselves as a professional and develop our professional skills and keep up with current trends or current, strategies that are working now in the field. And, as we learn more about the mind and how people are developing and evolving and all that stuff, we need to stay current with that. So we need to stay current in the field, but we also need to have our own personal growth, which kind of goes with the last tip of finding your own time and space for yourself. We need to be continuously growing ourselves, our own interests, our own hobbies, our own strengths, our own weaknesses, growing those into strengths as well. Tip number 4, expect hard times and begin planning ways of dealing with them and support systems to deal with them. So planning and implementing that now before we get into the field, by really getting a strong sense of who are my support team, and also being open-minded that can change over time, and that we can be looking for certain types of people to fill that space for us. And not just people, but places that we go, clubs that we might join, things like that really help us get through hard times. Maybe different aspects of ourselves, like hobbies or yoga for me, or meditation, or things like that help us to also meet those other tips of self-development and stuff. But when there's hard times, we know how we deal with them, and we continue to do so, because hard times will happen. That's just a part of life, and it's definitely a part of career life, and it's definitely a part of teaching. Number 5 is the last tip that I have for us, and it's have fun, enjoy life, inside and outside of the classroom. So all these tips are about inside and outside of the classroom, basically, and how they're different and how they're intertwined. So it's really important to have fun, lots of fun in life, and to bring that into every aspect of life as much as possible. And you can definitely bring that into the classroom. You can definitely bring that in the school by having a positive attitude and being really optimistic and also realistic, balancing the two out, and just enjoying life. Have fun. You don't always have to stick to just worksheets and drills and boringness. You can liven it up. You can get creative, and you can get the kids. The kids love that. So just enjoy your creativity and have fun. That's it. So let's avoid teacher burnout together so that we can be awesome in this world and help children to be so as well.